most of the stuff are not here.
I think it was land flow.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I could barely sleep last night, and it's actually good that we met. Like, we came here together, right, from the MTR station.
Yes.
So at least I got to release some of that energy. Hi, Anita. How are you?
Very high level. Yeah, I feel great, and I'm so honored that to be interviewed today.
I'm the one who's honored. You know, sometimes we have so many things we're doing with our time, and although we're friends, and when a friend asks you to do something with her, like, sometimes you say no because not because you want to, but you just have other engagements. You know what I mean? So I'm the one who's honored.
Yeah, I see.
To have you here, just to have a chat with me.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Yeah, let's get right into it. I want to start off by reminiscing a little bit, okay? Because when I first met you, we we were soon to be colleagues,
Right.
and you were hands full with like responsibilities
Yes.
when I met you. And I think that's just, I think in your nature, like a little bit of, that's why I'm loving today, this opportunity to get to know you better. I'm loving what this day is all about. Like, because when I met you, I kind of got the sense that you are comfortable with pressure. So I want to talk a little bit about like when we first met, what your impression was of me. So first impressions last. So I had a good first impression of you, but what did you think of me? And not in comparison with other teachers, of course, that you've met. Everyone is unique, but just your role in this part, like welcoming the new teachers.
Well, it's just like you said, yeah, it was a part of my job, right? And I think the role was quite important. It's just like to everyone involved. For example, like you, the new teacher, like for the company, and even for myself. So I did love to take on that role because I could imagine how you felt. You see, because
It was your
First time in China ever.
That's
in
right.
Shenzhen, I'm bright-eyed, ready to work, but so nervous.
yes, and I could tell because I could tell from your eyes that you were there with excitement. I thought you must have a lot of questions in your mind to ask me because you want to know like what the company would be like and how about the people, the colleagues, right?
Yeah, the work culture and everything.
Exactly. So I think that is part of you, and I think for the company they send me there as a representative. I think they want me to show the best side, the best image of the company itself. And for me, well, to be honest, I was very glad to do that because the one reason is I could take the free meal.
Oh God.
Yes. And to be honest, it never happened to the new local teachers, you know. But I think the bigger things that I think I have the honor because I can give you some good impression of Chinese people. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think maybe the recruiters you met before, maybe some of them were not Chinese, right?
Yes, some were, but some were not.
So I think maybe you were very curious to see what a Chinese people is
Yeah.
like. Maybe like meet like more different.
Local flavor.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so you enjoyed it, right?
Yes, why not? You know, I love it. I would say love, not just enjoy.
And I think you did represent the company well.
Oh, thank you.
And you were one of definitely the front runners in the team, like in the staff room. Everybody knew, like, if you need something, ask Anita. If you, like any advice. And I mean, of course, we helped each other a lot, like the whole team.
Yes.
But there were just certain things, like when you got into the nitty-gritties of the job, because you had just been there longer, I guess, and so the experience counts a lot, you know, in that
Yes.
kind of environment. Like, so everybody knew, like, oh, I can help you up until this far, but if you need like more details on why we do this and that, or like just company things, like even policies or whatever, the curriculum, if you need to dig deeper into other things, ask Anita. Okay, got it. So I found that people respected you a lot, And I think that's a good thing to get from like your colleagues, respect.
Yes.
We're not always like going to make friends with everybody we work with. You won't always make friends. Here and there you make one or two friends, but at least if your colleagues respect you, I think you're okay.
Yes, I think this is kind of one drive for me to like work harder, and I felt great to give a hand to the people you like we say like newcomers, right? Because like for you didn't have too much experience in teaching.
I mean, I didn't have experience in the classroom with Chinese kids.
That's right.
Which is what I was really looking forward to the most. I had just some experience online, but it's not the same. It's very different.
They're online, you can't touch them, right?
You can't high five.
Yes, can't high fives.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, I enjoyed that part. Is like so, but I wanted to ask you, like, still on the teaching. When did you start teaching? Do you remember which year exactly?
I think it's 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, because I graduated in 2016. So, and as for my first job, I was just a teaching assistant, like what PA did.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get involved in the real teaching part. So I would just kind of giving feedback to the parents and maybe sometimes help my teachers to help them to prepare the lesson. But then I thought like, oh, I think I was good enough. Maybe I can be the teacher as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I quit my first job, took my second one. That's when I started to, I would say, do the real teaching.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 2017.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And where has teaching taken you so far? Where have you gone in terms of teaching or just in education as a field? Now you're in Hong Kong quite a bit, but you know, just walk me through, like, have you had any, because obviously in Hong Kong, like we were talking a little bit before we started recording, like the diversity that's what I resonate with the most here in Hong Kong. I love Shenzhen, I miss Shenzhen, but what I get here that I couldn't get there is the fact that there's so many different cuisines to enjoy. So it reminds me a little bit of home in that way. You can just walk the street, you don't know if you're meeting an Italian, a Portuguese man, or like you know, I don't know, a Korean guy, whatever. Everybody's here. Everyone is doing their own thing, and we just mix like that, you know? So where have you encountered other cultures before? Like, have you left China before? Have you traveled abroad?
Oh, yes. Back in 2018, so that's when I finished my second teaching job. Okay, so because you were just saying, like, where has the teaching, like, taken me, right? So I would say, because I was a teacher then, but I realized that because I was an English teacher, so I need to make sure that I can, I would say, sharpen my speaking skills. So yes, that's what drove me to go abroad. I want to see maybe if I can go to like a country where the
an English-speaking country, mainly. Right?
Yes, so that's why I went to Australia, because initially I wanted to be a teacher, but I didn't have any certificates. But anyway, so I went to Australia, and I stayed there for almost 2 years. So I think this way, it has taken me. It gave me just the pressure and also the motivation to go out and to learn more, so I can bring more back to my students.
Of course. Australia is very interesting as well in that sense. Like, it's also kind of a melting pot. I mean, predominantly, of course, English is the main language there.
Yes.
So it's kind of like diverse, but everybody communicates in English. So
yeah, that was very interesting, because that was my first time to go abroad, and that's my first time to meet like Indian people, Japanese, and also Korean and Indonesia. Yeah, so and we all just communicated in English.
You met in the middle.
yes. Yeah. That's right. I think it's quite interesting.
It is.
Yes.
It is, because I always find like we need a bit of sensitivity every time when we have to like communicate, engage with someone who shares a different culture to ourselves. But because like if you're not that sensitive. You might even say something that to you sounds not really offensive, but to somebody else it is.
Yeah.
So that sensitivity comes also from doing a bit of research, or like before I traveled to China, for instance, I've always loved China. I think I told you and a few other friends of mine, like everyone who knows me knows I've always loved China. So I initially wanted to travel to China when I was like in my 20s or something. But something always kept happening.
That's life.
That's life, you know, like the timing, you know. Something always kept happening and I couldn't come like earlier. But I did so much research. I read a lot. I watched some movies, and I just needed to immerse myself in the culture. So that by the time I made it here, which I eventually did, my first move was in Shenzhen and now I live in Hong Kong, but I was like so happy that I had prepared myself. And I wouldn't be so shocked. You know, the culture shock.
Yes,
I
that's
wouldn't
right.
have that as much as maybe someone who didn't do enough research. I knew exactly which documents to prepare. I knew exactly how strict you have to be when you are preparing your documents, because one wrong thing, you don't get to come. And I appreciate that, because sometimes people take little things for granted. You know,
that's
and
true.
yeah, they just think, oh, you know, let me just get this done. Let me just, let me photocopy this. Oh, maybe they won't need the original. Let me just take a copy of this. But I had all the original documents and the photocopies, and I've authenticated everything, and everything was crossed. The T's, the I's were dotted.
Yes, I remember.
This is the sensitivity, like
Yes,
when you're
that's
dealing
true.
with other people that, you know, are different from how you do things. Some people are very meticulous, and I find that Chinese people are so meticulous, so professional, and yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, most of us do. Most of us are very meticulous. So I still, it just reminded me of the moment like we were at the bank because I need help you with the account. thing,
Setting
right?
up an account. Yeah.
Yes, I thought I was so surprised to see. Oh my God, Level got nearly all the paperwork there.
Yes.
So
I was reading.
it saved us a lot of time to do that. Yeah.
So that was a good experience, and I always tell people who want to make the move, not just to come to China. People ask me a lot, like, because they, you know, heard obviously, like, oh, we heard you went to China, like my first visit back home, like, oh, how is it? And I'm trying to go to US, or I'm trying to go there, I'm trying to go, you know, some China as well. Like, what do I need? I'm like, guys, I found out what I needed on my own. Of course, you help people, but you also don't want to spoon feed people. You want them to do it on their own so that they are prepared.
Exactly. Yes, that's what we teachers do. We don't want to teach.
Exactly, it's like teaching. If you give the student everything,
They won't grow. We're on the same page.
teachers, we are teachers.
Yes.
So, I want to say thank you again. I think I've said it before.
Right.
There's a game I love. I love it so much that I've borrowed it, not stolen it, borrowed it.
I think a lot of people did that.
Right?
You guys borrow my games.
Look, other teachers have borrowed your games. They all talked about how amazing Anita's games are. You're like, I'm gonna use that.
but you use it in your own way. I think
Exactly.
I think this is the
You have your
magic.
own personality, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So I want you to indulge me a little bit. I think they will get into it, but it's so easy as well for the kids to get into it. Once it starts going, it may never stop. You just have to stop it. So let me go first. I give you a word.
You give me a word?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the last letter of that word, you come up with your own word.
Oh, yes, the word train, right?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So let me start. Just indulge me a little bit. Oh, teacher. That's a good one. Teacher.
Teacher. R.
Yes.
I think right.
Right. T.
T.
Right end of T. T. Oh. Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Ends with Y.
Why, okay? Why, oh my gosh. You're challenging me. Because, you know, like right now I'm teaching the middle school.
Yeah.
So I kind of my vocabulary is kind of strange. You know.
No way.
Why? Yellow. I give it
Yellow.
a baby word.
W.
Yes.
Whitening.
Whitening. G. Oh my god. G. G. Gender.
There we go. R. Righteousness.
Yes.
Why
you give me some advanced words like this? I'm giving you the baby words.
No. words are allowed. So I always tell my students in Hong Kong when I played with them, because I teach at primary school, right? So I always tell them the only words that are not allowed are 3-letter words. I can't stand cat, mom, dog, mat, bat, ran, run.
Oh my god, the CBC words.
No.
Oh,
So
I just
always
hate
say-
them. Oh my god.
because the point of the game, what I loved when I first saw you playing with your students in Shenzhen is like, it builds the vocabulary.
That's true.
It builds their vocabulary. So they're forced to think of words that they wouldn't otherwise,
Maybe they were never used it in their own life.
Exactly. So it's a vocabulary builder,
Mm.
and you have to think of the words on the spot.
Mm.
And other kids I've found that who aren't as confident or who do have a limited vocabulary, they also get to learn from their peers, because all these other words are floating around in the class and go, what, what's happening? And then they're thinking, okay, I have to come up with at least one word, right?
So they get peer pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some of them have this low self-esteem, I would say.
Yes.
I don't know enough words, but you can reframe it for them in that moment, because you would know your students so well.
Mm.
And then you'd be aware that, oh, Amy or so-and-so is feeling a bit left out. But you can reframe it and try to be positive. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 words that and you can just stay on them for a few minutes. If a word ends with G, you can just stay on and say, okay, everyone, let's give Amy a chance. I used to do that a lot because I wouldn't want anyone to feel left out.
Yes, and you are creating that atmosphere. I think this is quite important, right? So
Yeah.
it's not just competition.
Yes.
Mm.
Typical teachers. So what are your favorite memories in the classroom?
Well, I would say, I think I have a lot of just wonderful memories, but I think how I help my students to say something to build up the confidence, because I remember there was one student, 4-year-old, and he was super quiet. Yes, he just sat there and did nothing and just look at you like it was a clown something. But he never participated. But anyway, so there was one time we were playing some games, and finally he said something. He said the words I can't remember. Maybe when we were learning about the animal something.
Okay.
He was saying tiger, and he said it out. His pronunciation was perfect.
Right?
Yes, and I think this is the happiest moment, because I won't say I helped him. I think that everyone was there for him, and we gave him the time to try to fit in. And so I say that was a good memory. That I would say the best, because I can feel like the sense of achievement.
Yeah. It's like something unlocked for
Yes,
him in that moment, and then he finally said something. And when he said it, it was right.
that's true. I would been waiting so
can
long.
Imagine, I can imagine. It's like you held your breath, and then finally you can breathe.
Finally, you gave me something, and I can give feedback to his parents. You are not wasting money in this school.
Yes.
Your kids can make it.
I love that memory.
Yeah.
And do you remember we have a student that we both loved, Matthew?
The 3-year-old.
Yes, Matthew, big eyes. Like,
Oh my gosh.
so energetic. Or was it just me who was?
No,
just
I
totally-
I liked
I
him,
liked
but
him. Yeah.
too energetic.
I know. I just remember, like, most people in the staff room couldn't understand why we liked Matthew.
Yes.
They couldn't get it, but I was drawn to that boy for some reason. He was a bit of a problem.
I think we do have like a bit. I think some teachers say we are weird because we we were drawn to.
Naughty students
Yes.
or problematic students, we loved
They
them
try
all.
to label that. I don't understand
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Because they were kids. That's
were
why they
kids.
were naughty, and they were boys, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think I like that boy.
Yeah. I quite liked Matthew as well. And he was quite smart.
Yes,
the
that's
thing.
true. That's true. That's
So
true.
sometimes just look beyond the behavior. That
bit-
is a bit. Yeah.
In comparison to the other girl who never. Do you remember Pepper?
hardly spoke.
So that's why we loved Matthew.
Yeah.
Go
That
on.
class was special. We shared that class, so we co-taught that
Yes.
class. So I liked that system of co-teaching and everything because we can share notes and, you know. And when I say, oh, Aiden did this in my lesson, maybe check if he does it in your lesson, and then we can kind of. So I liked that. I like that.
Yes,
So
me too. Me
yeah.
too.
let's go back. Now we're just talking about 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. Let's go back to the beginning. So can you remember 3-year-old Anita, 4-year-old Anita? How were you as a baby? What kind of a child were you?
You know, I just turned my 30s and you were asking more questions about my
Go
30s.
back.
Okay, let me recall. To be honest, I can't really remember too many details, but from my parents, they said like when I was a baby, I was quite outgoing and like I love to showcase, you know, just love to be the. I want to be the center. I wanted to draw everyone's
Little actress.
attention. Yes, I was seeking the attention, you know,
Yeah.
from the adults, and that's what I was like.
I think that's why we get along a little bit as well, because we're not really shy. And to move to Australia is a brave thing. And people always tell me, for you to move to China, it's a brave thing. So, like, you know what I mean? I think there
I
are
see.
similarities, and like, we just don't mind. We just want to jump in and
That's right. That's right.
yeah,
That's true.
and do something that challenges us. Because, like, also when you're stretched, that's when you grow. as
Yeah.
well.
I love the word. I love challenges, you know. See, I think actually, you know, just I went to Australia just by myself. To be honest,
Wow.
yes, unlike you did a lot of preparation, right? Like for me, I just
Jumped in.
I just jumped in. Okay, I just checked my account. Okay, I have some money. Maybe I can stay there for 3 months. Okay, that's enough.
Wow.
I just go.
Wow.
Yeah. And I haven't really thought I will meet the culture shock, things like that.
But
Yeah.
you stayed there for long, so you must have enjoyed it, and things must have worked out. Then.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And then, how do you think some people from your childhood, maybe your childhood friends, or even your parents, how do you think that they would describe the woman you are today compared to when you were a child? Have they noticed some changes, or still the same energetic, bubbly Anita?
So in terms of like my personality, I was still like talkative like this, and but I was saying because my mom, to be honest, like it's like my grandparents before I was born, they were expecting a boy, you know, because
Oh.
in Chinese culture they always think like boys can do better than girls.
Oh.
So, but I think luckily my parents didn't think so. But anyway, they educated me in a way like I was a boy, so I was
You got
trained.
the best. Yeah.
Yes, so I was taught to be like independent, and that's how I am right now. So, as for my parents, I didn't change too much. But for I would say my classmates, my friends, especially I met my classmate in primary school, and I just met her last time in my wedding ceremony. Okay,
Oh,
so
congratulations!
thank
by the
you.
way.
Yeah, they said like I've changed a lot because I was a little bit quiet when I was a student, but like right now I gave the speech on the stage, and when he saw me, he was just wow, you were
Yeah.
totally different. What happened to you?
Yeah.
He asked me that question.
Transformation.
Yes, just transformation. That's a perfect word. So, like, even for my best of friends, so I've changed a lot. Like, I'll say because in the day back then, I was just very focused on my school. I was just want to do well in the exam. But since my graduation from college, so I tried to explore. So I met some new people, especially like international people. I think that what changed me a lot, because most of my good friends, they worked in a fixed. I would say, because most of them were teachers in public school or like civil servants. So they're like traditional job.
Yeah.
But in Chinese people, they were good jobs, but they're in the fixed settings. So they don't have the chance to go out to explore. Yeah, like for me, so I worked in our company before.
Yeah, the training center. Yeah.
Yes. So I can talk to you guys, and you can share me something like how you did this thing in your own culture.
Exactly.
Yes. So for them, I was strange, among them.
You were the weirdo.
Yes, that's true. When we had the conversation, something like they think, yes, you should do this. But for me, I would say, no, I wouldn't do that. For example, when you had an argument, you have something different. You have different opinion from your boss. Like for them, they were saying, you just follow the boss.
Oh, yeah.
You never
don't challenge.
You don't challenge.
Yeah.
Like for me. So for example, when our manager, right? So when I had a problem, I would just ask them. So they thought just it was ridiculous of me to do things like that.
I understand. Yeah, challenging authority can be frowned upon. Whoa.
Yeah.
And in a way, you can feel like an outsider because it's like you the only one who thinks like this or who does things like this or something like that.
Yes.
And which brings me to my next question. A lot of people that we meet, they're kind of, the kind of people who wear their traditional upbringing kind of like a badge of honor, like they're so proud of it. Nothing wrong with that, You can love and appreciate where you come from and everything, embrace it. Everyone should embrace who they are. But for me, I find it a bit problematic if it makes you so boxed up and it kind of hinders you or restricts you from at least even learning what the experiences of other people are. So if someone is different from you, you immediately just reject them. You don't want to engage. You don't want to socialize. You know what I mean? So
I see.
What's your view on like intercultural, even interracial friendships? How do you think that those kind of like help the society at large to kind of get out of their own way? Someone who has been very traditional in their upbringing, their values, and they don't see themselves going outside of their culture for a friend, even for a lover, They're like, look, I'm this, and I'm marrying this, and I'm only befriending this. And then they see other people, like in Hong Kong, for instance, they see other people having all sorts of friends from all walks of life, and even having a lover that's not even same culture, same language as them, and how do you think this affects the whole village, for instance, you know what I mean, the whole society?
I think the biggest factor is like what you said, like the culture. Like for example, in the place where I grew up, so they could never, if I married a like American guy, so for my parents and for my relatives, they think it is just unacceptable.
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous.
What are you doing?
yes, exactly. Like, but for people like in Shenzhen, so I think it's quite normal, right? Because most of the people were educated.
Yeah, they were more open.
Yeah, they were very open-minded, and even for I would say, just like the gender things, like if I fall in love with a girl, and they think it's totally okay. So,
but other places it's still, it's not taken well. So very traditional places, it's not taken well, right?
Yes. But I think the good thing is like right now, even for my parents, they are tried to open, because we do have this a lot of social media like the TikToks. See, they can see things like totally different from what they are encountering right now, and they are starting to embrace it. Like for example, my parents they just expect me to be a teacher when I just graduated, and they thought when I got the job in the training school, they thought, oh my god, what were you doing? You were just wasting your time. That's their reaction.
Yeah.
But after a few years, I did a very good job. Like I like in our previous company,
Mhm.
right? So I got a lot my
Many accolades and experience.
yes experience, and I got some the payment looks great.
Exactly.
So they thought it is okay for you now. So they started to
So over time, they change their minds.
yeah, but they just need something to help them. Like right now, I think the social media really helps a lot, and also some the government policies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they will just they invite people from other places, so maybe to come to my hometown to give the speech, something like that. And even the people who work in my hometown, they were not local people.
Oh.
They
Okay.
came from other cities. So, but yeah, for me, it's not a very big thing. It's not a very big conflict. I think that
Yeah.
for traditional thought, and for example, like us,
Mm-hmm.
even when I talk to you, I respect your thoughts
Of
because
course,
that's what you do in your own culture, and but for some matters, I would still hold my traditional Chinese
Mm-hmm.
thought ideas.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think it's a big problem. Right.
You know, actually, like I've learned that we are more similar than we are different. And I've shared this with some of my friends in Hong Kong, like at my new school. Like, I've said to them, actually, when you go around different cultures, like, we just have different names for different things.
Yes.
I mean, for the same things. So, for instance, we can, like, hot pot. Right?
Yeah.
hot, hot pot. Like, we actually have our version of that. So, but we
Yes.
don't call it, you know what I mean? We
I know,
cook
I
the
see.
same kind of thing, sometimes same style or whatever. Everything is all in one pot, and everything.
Yeah.
And even with the dumpling and everything, you can stuff it.
So
Sometimes
similar. Yeah.
similar, but we just call it something else. You know what I mean? Because languages are different,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing.
Because I think we're just people. We're all people.
Exactly.
We have the same needs.
Yes.
we just do it in different
In
ways.
different ways.
Right.
And I think sometimes the cultural wars and all these things, like when people just try to pit this nation against that nation or whatever, you know, the politics of it. For me, that's what I dislike the most, because that's what divides people. You know what I mean? Why should it be political if at the end of the day it's just a human being who just
That's
lives
right.
in a different place to
Yes.
that person? If they lived in the same place for like a year, they could probably be friends. Think about it. If you took this person who's fighting with that other person over some nonsensical thing that doesn't even make sense, if you put those people in the same job or whatever, they could probably be friends.
That's right. That's why I like Hong Kong, and I think maybe this is why you like Hong
Yeah.
Kong. And I think it's the same just in Australia, because it's like the mixed country, right? A lot of the nationalities.
Everyone just gets along.
Yes, yes,
Not besties, but but we get along. We accommodate each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me something like I listened to the podcast. It's just about like how our iPhone was made. Actually, like the part can come from different city, different culture, right?
Oh, yeah.
Chinese, we did this one,
Yeah.
and the Japanese,
Did
you
it.
contribute to the screen part.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, so we put all our efforts
Into
one
one
thing.
device.
Yes.
I get that.
So-
If we work together, then always just fighting how different we are.
That's
Find
right.
some common ground.
Yes.
You bring the arm, I can bring the leg.
Yes. See, if we don't work together, how can we have the phones?
Exactly.
No.
So we need to advance, not regress.
Yes.
Okay. So, a lighter question now.
Okay.
Heavy stuff. A lighter question. What are you grateful for in your life? What are you thankful for when you just sit and think about how far you've come and all the achievements, or just peace of mind, and you know what I mean, good health, and we take it for granted. Like I always think when I sit down, I think I'm in a country that's not my country, but I'm just grateful for a lot of things. Besides being so far from home, like a lot of people, and especially back home, they don't have work, they're not employed or something like that, or they are not in good relations with their parents or with their siblings. They're fighting a lot, but I get on with my immediate family. I get along with I have some friends here. I still have friends back home. We keep in touch. So that's for me what I'm really grateful for. The fact that I'm healthy. I'm loved. I believe so.
Yeah.
So
Of course, you are loved.
what are you? What are you?
Grateful. Okay. So, I think I would definitely say I'm very grateful for my parents because I'm the only one child in my family. So like in China, so if you don't have any siblings, you're the only one. So the parents they cherish you so much, right? They will put everything on into me, yes,
Invest
into me.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my parents, they were not financially well, you see, but they worked super hard just for to try to help me to get a better chance to receive the high quality education. So because back then they lived in a very remote place.
Okay.
Yeah, that's then my parents, they worked very hard. They got some money, so we moved to the bigger place. So that's why I can have the chance to go to school. And anyway, so I think the financial support is definitely, and even after I graduated from my college, so I know deep inside that they wanted me to stay with them.
Yeah.
But I was.
You have to live your own life.
Yes, the thing is, I thought I was super young. I don't want to stay in one place and just live the life like that. I want to see what possibilities there are for me.
Yeah.
That's why I left them and I came to Shenzhen on my own. And they were sad, but anyway, they were still supportive. They say, if you feel tired, then you are welcome to come back, and they were always there for me. So
that's
see,
sweet.
yeah, they let me to come to Shenzhen, and even I went to Australia. So they were, because they never left China. It's just a big thing for them to go to another country. So when I told them I want to go out by myself,
and they're scared, right?
Yeah, they were scared. I remember the night my plane took off, and the other day when I landed in Australia, I just called my mom. She tried to look very strong. Actually, my dad, he told me like, your mom didn't sleep very well. She just cried, the tears or the pillows.
I actually can relate to that because when I also moved for the first time, like my mom was not too chuffed. Like she was very emotional, and
yes, that's right.
In fact, from when I told her that, look, I'm applying like abroad, I'm applying to like Dubai, Thailand, China. I want to see the world, and I think it's time. I've always wanted to, like I said, I wanted to travel earlier, but some things just kept happening and kept me home, and I'm grateful for that anyway, because I probably would have had a different trajectory compared to how things have worked out now.
Yes, that's right.
So timing in life is, you see when you look back. That's why I didn't come earlier. I had to come now because I had to meet this person, I had to meet that person, I had to meet Anita. You know what I mean? So all these experiences worked out for the best because I'm a more mature, more disciplined person, more patient person. I can wait for a good opportunity to work out now than just rushing in thinking that, oh, this is it. For instance, like when I told them like I want to travel abroad and work abroad and live there and everything, my mom was like, why?
It's understandable, see.
It's not about something being wrong with home. Like, obviously, yes, everywhere in the world there's different challenges, different issues. But I just said, I don't know, I'm just ready. If I don't make the move now, when will I do it? You know what I mean? So I said, I'm ready now. It's been a long time coming, and I need to go. And I had a few interviews scheduled, and I told her, but I didn't even keep her in the dark. I kept her in the loop. I said, I have 3 or so interviews coming up. I showed her the dates. I'll be up at 1 a.m. for one interview. She's like, what? And then I said, for the other interview, I'll be up at like 3 a.m. because of time difference. And then she said, so baby, wait, these schools, if one of them wants you, are you telling me that for some calls, we have to check the time. Like, of course, if you want to make a call, you don't just call me at any time, Mom. You'd have to check the time difference.
That's
so
right.
6 hours ahead of SA time.
Aw.
So if it's like midday in South Africa, it's like 6. You know, here.
She's just worried,
Yeah, so
about
she
your
was
house.
worried,
Like what were you doing in the middle of the
far,
night?
and then if you get sick, I'm like, there are clinics, there are doctors there. But
Yeah.
they're so overprotective. No matter how old we are, like you can be a grown woman.
You were just always like baby
You're
girl. to
always
them.
the baby to them. But now they're better because
Because they
it's been some time now.
yeah, because to show them that you are
I can do it.
capable, right?
Yeah.
And I think she must be so proud of you.
She is.
Yes, like
She
my
is.
mom.
She is. That's why I'm like, oh, we kind of have the same story here.
Yes.
She really has come around, and every time I go home and visit, like during summer holidays, which is winter for us,
Mm.
and then she's like, oh, I cannot, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you are just so comfortable now. You just get on a plane, go there. Get on a plane, go there. And you always call us like, oh, I'm in Bangkok. Oh, I mean, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't mean anything to you. I'm like, Mom, I don't take it for granted. I still pray, like, because for us, we're Christian, and I said, I still pray before I get on a plane. So I don't just think, oh, I'm going to Singapore. Off I go. I still, get a little bit scared, like, you just never know what may happen. So,
I see.
yeah, you still just take a deep breath and go, okay, this is going to be a good flight. That's just how I do it. I try not to overthink and over worry, and I always think positive, because those are the values that they gave me anyway. So I said, Mom, if I don't use what you gave me, your values, your way of thinking, my mom is so positive. Sometimes she's skeptical, but most of the time she's positive, and my dad as well. So I said, how else will I show you that what you put in me, how can I use it if I only stay home all my life? You have to go
I can
out.
resonate with that.
Yeah, you have to go out of the comfort zone to
that's right.
use what was instilled in you while you were home, to check if it's actually solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yes.
Right?
So, like my mom, she was very adventurous, to be honest, but she just couldn't because of the different times, right?
Yeah, different
So,
times.
But
yeah.
anyway, what she taught me, I think I just use it right now. I think that's why sometimes I think this is just amazing. Family education.
Yes.
See?
Yes. The family is the first school.
That's right.
That's what I believe. Like the family unit, like mom, dad, and some people don't have mom, dad, but whoever is your primary caregiver, like that's your first teacher.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In so many ways. That's where you learn your language. That's where you learn how to respect others, everything like that. That's the first school, first church, first whatever. And then when you go out into the world, you take all of that with you.
Yes.
And how you relate to people. That's why you meet some people you're like, And I just wonder how they were raised.
Actually, sometimes when I go out, I met some new things, and I would love to share with my mom. And it's like for me, I think it's not just me, not just myself go out and had this amazing experience. I think in some way, I'm doing that like on behalf of my mom. Even she couldn't be, for example, even she couldn't be in Australia, like physically. But what I did there is just, just showing what she was like. So
That's
I think,
amazing, actually.
yes, and I was so proud. See, that's also what my mom taught me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I feel so good. This has been great. We could talk on and on and on.
yes.
But I just appreciate your time so much and all that you've shared with me. And I take it with me and I'll cherish it. I know you've made more friends in Hong Kong. I've made also other friends in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's good for
But
you.
I will always value our friendship because you're one of the first people I met when I
Do you remember the
came.
photo?
I remember our photo, and I remember also when we went to Disneyland.
The Happy Valley.
Happy Valley. I'm thinking Disneyland because now I'm in Hong Kong. Hong Kong. So I've been to Disneyland here, but Happy Valley, that also is like, you know, a very good memory with you and Melody, and
Yes.
hot day, I remember. We were sweating, but we had so much fun.
Yeah, and
So-
yes.
We should do that again sometime.
Yeah, I
We
really
should-
enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Enjoying this. We should chat more.
And I wish you all the best and congrats on being a newlywed.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
and thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. This was perfect.